I've been thinking about buying one because if I told you to, where I buy my stuff, it's not real.
Oh no. When this recession breaks deeply, will people not be able to buy silver and gold?
Inflation is the problem. There is no effort on the part of this government to solve that problem. They would rather lie about it.
How you doing, Tim?
Why, hello there, Yankee.
Great to see you.
That's good. It's nice to see you.
How's the business going today?
It's going. We had a big run-up yesterday, and I have a couple of outstanding orders that the bank has decided to hold my checks.
Oh, don't say that.
So we're losing money as we stand here and talk. They don't give me a reason why they're holding a check. They say, well, there's something in this check that that causes us some concern that it might not be paid or something stupid like that. And I have one check. The people want to know when I'm sending their gold coins. And I said, well, you know, I can't send anything till this check is released. And they said, well, it cleared our account 2 days ago.
Oh, my word.
And mine, according to my bank, it's not going to clear or be put into my bank or my account until the 14th. One of my smartest customers wanted to spend over $20,000, which I think is the break for holding their checks. And so she sent 3 checks. And you know what?
They went right through?
It went right through. It was available next day.
Well, we have someone in here, I guess, first time?
First time.
First time? Do you mind if I talk to you a bit?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So what brought you into Tim's?
My dad watches Tim on YouTube, or watches you, I guess, on YouTube.
That's great. So you're doing what your dad... Did your dad ask you to come in here for him?
He told me, come here if I want the best deal. So,
wow.
here we are.
That's pretty cool. What are you buying?
Some silver and gold.
This bar?
Yep.
Did he tell you why he's stacking silver and gold?
I've asked him, but I forgot.
That's okay. No problem. I know I put you on the spot
I
here.
talked to him. But yeah, I don't. He just told me to buy gold and silver.
That's so you're going to be self-sufficient in the future.
That's right.
When the government finishes destroying everything about this country.
That's right.
You think your dad's pretty smart?
Oh, definitely. I told him that I invested somewhere else, and he said, you should have just bought gold. And I said, all right, I will from now on.
We've sold a ton of gold. I have more on order. It's fortunately I ordered it before yesterday. And huge amount of silver. Everything in silver.
Wow.
You know, 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce bars, rounds, Constitutional, American Eagles, Maple Leafs. We have Britannias coming in. We get a lot of Philharmonics.
Good.
Pretty much everything.
Do you mind signing this sticker?
Sure, no problem. As long as Tim signs it.
Of course.
You're giving this to your dad, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
It may not be dry yet, but
All right.
you're all set with that.
Thank you.
Take care.
You guys as well.
You think gold going below 2,000 wouldn't be shocking?
No, that would be shocking. I was predicting it was somewhere between 22 and 23. I still think that's a possibility, but there's so much screwed up in the economy right now. I called the drop, you know,
You did?
the what's the right way of saying it? Pullback, but I still don't think that's finished, and I don't understand. It's probably, you know, something that Jerome Powell said. I don't understand this turnaround at this time, and you know, unfortunately, individual investors mean absolutely nothing.
Right.
So we're all at the mercy of the big firms down there on Wall Street.
Well, let's hope it doesn't do that drop before you can sell this gold to him, right?
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm gonna have to keep him here all day.
No, don't do that.
All right. These are all Morgans.
nice.
They're all uncirculated.
You got some gold in there?
Okay, and when are you coming up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I had these
Very good.
graded
So I won't
myself.
get the money.
I didn't buy these.
Very cool.
This is
Oh my.
a, what do you call it? A disgrace, actually. They ruined the coin and made it a gold ring. And I'm afraid this is one of my relatives who did this years ago, but I'm not sure.
You can't see the two slanted lines on the K, but you can see part of a slanted line on the 4. That's why I'm saying it's probably 14 karat.
Yeah.
I mean, you're welcome to look at it and everything, but
No, that's fine.
but this
All I
is,
know is
this
it was gold, that's all.
yeah, and this is pretty much intact, so we just assume that it's got the same weight as a $2.50 gold piece.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same.
Yep,
And you saw these.
I did.
If the world goes to hell, I'm not going to be able to be like, hey, it's a collectible.
No, they'll crack it right out of there and use it for its gold content, unfortunately.
I hate to see these go, but honestly, they're not. I'm not that interested in stacking them. If the world goes to hell, I don't think I'm gonna. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, it's a Morgan. I'll give you more guns and ammo for that one.
I agree. Although they are beautiful. Can I get a closer look at that tube?
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, here's the other one. Here's the. Oh, that's a piece dollar on top of that.
These are uncirculated.
I don't know about the piece, but I think it is.
Wow.
I mean, it certainly looks like it. But there are no special dates. So, I was talking with somebody the other day, and I was just thinking about how if I had a couple more brain cells in the 80s, I could have bought a lot of gold.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was about $200-300 an ounce.
Hindsight, when things get really bad, not just marginally bad, but worse than it's ever been financially, economically, people are going to be doing this in droves, and they're not going to be able to be buying gold and silver. That's my thesis. Do you disagree with that?
Not at all.
What are you buying today at Tim's?
Actually, I am here to sell, if you want to look at that with your camera.
Yes, I do.
Or perhaps
Gold.
trade this for some silver. I got to back up for a second and say something.
Sure. Yeah.
I've come here so many times, and there's a line out the door before the doors even open. I cannot believe my luck today, because not only was there only one person, but after I get in the store, no less a man than Yankee himself walks in behind me.
Here we go.
You have to understand what it's like for those of us who watch these videos. Tim and Yankee are like celebrities to us. The idea that I can pick up the phone, Tim actually answers. He is so generous with his knowledge and his advice. It is just such a good feeling to come in here. And the idea that it's only a half an hour from where I live is unbelievable.
Well, that's great, and I appreciate all the words that you're saying. Mrs. Yankee would completely disagree with you. I am absolutely not a celebrity. This guy, yeah, you are quite the celebrity, and I love having you on my channel. Appreciate it.
Everybody in my family would probably disagree with that as well.
Yeah, hey, listen, I'm just a stacker like you. I enjoy having the channel. Tim is an incredible wealth of knowledge. He's done it for so long. He's so generous with his time.
He has the patience of Job and the professionalism that is, usually you go to a coin dealer and like, what do you got? What do you want? I got to tell you something. You come in here, it's the complete opposite.
As I've said many times, I was on the other side of the counter for a lot longer than I've been on this side, so I know what it's like when you catch that guy off guard and he doesn't want to spend any time with you.
So the jobs report for April came out. Non-farm payroll numbers increased by 175,000. They expected 240,000. So that was a disappointment. Guess what? The Fed succeeded. Should we all applaud? Should we all applaud that the Fed's done a great job in destroying the economy for us?
You won't hear any clapping on this side of the room.
Yeah, I can't lay all the blame with Jerome Powell, because this disaster that is coming in our economy is coming right from the top. And it's actually beyond the top, because I don't think the top even understands what's going on. But there are a bunch of billionaire globalists that would like to get their hands on everything in this country, and they shouldn't be forgiven for the damage they're doing to this country. And that's, take any of those people who attend the World Economic Forum and don't believe a word they say. Look at the consumer debt, okay, and look at the possibility of having the government run everything with a digital dollar. There could be nothing worse. I mean, you're going to have some sort of code or some sort of card when they go to a digital economy to buy everything that you need. And I don't think the government is capable of handling that.
No, they're not.
And I don't think they're even capable of caring about it.
The gold and silver retail market is not going to be immune to this. Are we going to see more selling of gold and silver and less buying of gold and silver when consumers don't have the discretionary income?
When prices go up, what should you expect? You should expect a lot of people selling. It is getting worse. I mean, when the president says, well, inflation is only 3%, yeah, right now it's about 3% per month. It's out of control, and they're not doing anything about it. They don't know what to do, and I'd be very surprised if they lower rates at all.
When this recession breaks deeply, will people not be able to buy silver and gold?
I think people will for at least a time, because we don't know where gold and silver are going to go. At least for a time, they'll be finding the money to protect themselves.
Really? Do you think they'll do whatever they can to still get it?
Well, we had that discussion when it became apparent we were going to get Biden as president.
Right.
And if you remember that video, you said, so what's your plan now that we're going to have Biden as president? And I said, sell everything you don't need,
right,
pay down your debt, and whatever's left, buy precious metals. It's true today as it was 4 years ago. You mention this every time somebody says, I want to get rid of all this big stuff and get dimes.
Right.
And I say the reason is, well, because we're going to need something small to make small purchases. Keep in mind, if we get to the point of a barter currency, everything else will have gone up at the same rate, okay? So that dime may be the same as a $50. You just don't know. But yes, inflation is the problem. There is no effort on the part of this government to solve that problem. They would rather lie about it.
Do you think the when I die, don't let me vote Democrat might have had something to do with him getting a little triggered?
Well, he may have noticed that, but then again, he may not. Tim, at the very moment when he got agitated, was making comments about President Biden.
Yes, that really, that's pushed him over the edge.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back. I have something here today that I would like to see. It's a 1 ounce bar. And what I would like to do instead of selling it is trade it for silver. I am a bigger fan of stacking silver than I am of gold. And if that's your PMV machine, I would like to also ask a favor of you to test a few bars I bought.
I don't know, they look fake to me.
Really?
Come on, Tim.
I guess we better test them.
But this one's Royal Canadian Mint. The last time I was in here, you told me that Royal Canadian was good stuff.
Oh, that wasn't Royal Canadian Mint. It's Royal Canadian Misprints. I think it's a little company outside of Ottawa. No, I'd be glad to test them.
You can buy one of these things for $900. I've been thinking about buying one because if I told you where I buy my stuff, it's not real.
Oh no. Hold on.
It may be the distance.
Should we take it out of the blister?
No, you don't want to do that.
No.
You do that, then you don't have anything.
I can't believe it. All right, so I was about to tell you, if you guys knew where I bought my stuff, you would think I was nuts, but I'm totally safe in doing it. So let me just tell you the quick story.
Okay.
I have been fortunate enough to buy gold and silver on eBay below spot. eBay actually holds the funds because I paid through PayPal, and will not release them to the seller until I either leave personal feedback, positive feedback, or until a certain amount of time has passed. And I'm not worried about it, because if it is fugazi, then I'll just go back to the seller and say, dude, so sorry, but all I got to do is make a beef with eBay, and I'll get 100% of my money back. But it is going to kind of ruin my day, because I came in here hoping to swap it for silver.
Swap it for silver.
Yeah, my thinking is, if silver goes up 40% and gold goes up 20%, I'm going to make, it's a percentage of what my original investment was. And if I got $2,800 to spend, I can buy something as big as what Tim is scrutinizing right now, or I can buy this monster over here. It makes me feel like, all right, I got some. This feels like $2,800.
What's your initial assessment so far?
Well, the one that is definite is the distance between the edge of the card and the bottom of the serial number card is supposed to be 20 millimeters, and the counterfeit one, it is 24 millimeters.
And what's that?
24 millimeters.
Uh-oh.
Bad.
Uh-oh.
You hear that, John? I hope you're watching this video.
Oh, no.
John's the guy who sold that to me.
Oh, John.
Well, at least now John knows I'm not going to be...
John on eBay. John on eBay. You're going to be getting a call or an email soon, right?
Probably a call.
Okay.
I'm not buying.
That's disappointing, isn't it?
It's disappointing, not because I'm worried that I'm not going to get my money back. It's disappointing because I wanted to sell that to Tim or trade it and get more silver.
No, I understand.
You know?
It's
I'm not
but
as big of a fan of gold. I only bought that because I got it for a good price, but now I'm kind of seeing why I got it.
a lot of people don't do what you're doing right now. They'll buy it from eBay, they'll get it, and they'll get all excited, and they won't have it tested. They won't come into Tim's or some local coin shop dealer and verify that it's legit.
It's supposed to be 42.9 millimeters tall, and on this one, it's way over 42.
It's a fake.
It appears to be a fake. Yeah, it doesn't test on the verifier either.
All right. Here's a quick story for you. Back in the 70s, when Nixon took the gold took us off the gold standard.
He didn't. Roosevelt did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for educating me. But back in the 70s...
Everybody says that. I think Democrats started that rumor. The only reason that we had a recall in 1933 was to separate gold from the currency,
Right.
which is taking us off the gold standard. Because in 1933, there was not enough gold in the world to back our currency. And it was simple math. What Nixon did is he let it float on the world market because it was pegged at $35 an ounce. And all these countries that we lent soldiers and material to in World War II wanted to get their gold back. Okay? So they're handing us their paper currency to get their gold back. And I think Nixon asked Paul Volcker what we should do about it. And he said, oh, peg it at $44 and that'll stop it. He knew that wasn't going to stop it. So they let it float. And it went up into the hundreds almost immediately. But we were off the gold standard in 1933.
Okay. Well, here's a quick thing I wanted to say about all that. In the 70s, my mom was in the jewelry business, and my dad wanted to invest in precious metals, and he bought Mexican pesos and some other coins. There was no electronics like there is today to test this stuff. He just assumed it was real. He passed away, and we had to put my mother in a facility. So I said, well, Mom, it's time that we have to cash in Dad's coins now. So I took it to a guy, and he gave me the money for it, and he called me up a couple days later. He said, listen, you don't owe me any money. He said, but I need you to know something right now. He said, every one of those coins was counterfeit. He says, but the reason you don't owe me any money is they were actually made of 18-karat gold. So right now, gold has a scrap value that's higher than the numismatic value would have been of the coin. So you're off the hook. He said, but... He said, I'm going to tell you right now, you're very lucky you sold those to me. I've already melted them down. He says, if you had sold them to anybody else, you'd probably be in a lot of trouble right now.
And I just wonder how many people are holding that gold bar wherever it went.
In my pocket.
In your pocket, right? And think they have real gold.
Yeah.
And they don't.
Yeah, I mean, this looks and smells just like the real thing.
I trust the verifier
Yeah.
But when it's that far off, we have to dig a little deeper.
And I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I guess I won't be buying anything because I won't have the money. But can you test this stuff that I have and just make sure it's...
Sure. Well, even though you have it wrapped in saran wrap, it is. It appears to be
real
genuine.
McCoy, huh? All right. What about this ugly thing?
Ugly thing.
You know what I
That's
like to
beautiful.
buy? I like to buy stackers.
I haven't heard about Beige in a long time. Are they still around?
What's that?
The investment house down in Boston, Beige.
Yeah, Beige Securities. My grandfather used to use them when he wanted to trade stock.
I haven't heard that name in
Is
years.
this one good?
Yeah.
Great. And then finally this one, please, Tim.
Oh, that's SD Bullion. That may not be real.
Oh, dude, I can't believe you said that.
No, I love these bars. I like the
You
design.
want to buy it?
What I don't like is the great big plastic.
Yeah, that
holders.
is.
Oh, it has, big plastic on it. Well, some people like it sealed and saved and
I'm just
not
trying to-
tarnished.
By the way, I watched the video you had on cleaning, and I put a comment on there. Do you ever use Tarnex? You ever heard of
That's
that
a little.
product?
That's a little harsh on precious metals.
Is it? Okay, because
It-
my
it
mom
can
used to
be.
use
It-
that in the jewelry business.
It used to be for cleaning copper pipes before you sweat them in plumbing.
Yeah, I would highly recommend you get something a little easier on your precious metals.
It's good
Always
seeing
a
you.
pleasure to see you, Yankee. Honor to meet you.
Nice to meet you
And
too.
I'll be
Take
looking
care.
forward to seeing the video.
All right. Take
Take
care.
care, man.
Got to get that on
I
tape.
can't blame everything on Joe Biden because I'm only 3 years younger than he is. No, but he believes the things that his people tell him, okay? If they told him, we've got the greatest economy in the history of the world, he would go out and put that in a speech.
He does.
I mean, it's because he believes that stuff, and you can't really blame him for that. It's the people behind him. You know, remember we were talking about one of his economic advisors,
Right.
who worked for a certain large company, and said this is the new liberal world order. Get used to it. Those guys are running the country, not the president.
You're from Michigan?
Yes.
You came out here to see Tim. Is this your first time here?
First time.
Where people in the Midwest are not given the credit they deserve. And there are too many people on both coasts talking about eliminating the electoral college. Boy, I'll tell you, if you really want farmers in the Midwest to have nothing to say about how the government is run, take away the electoral college. The Constitution was ratified in 1787. There wasn't much of a Midwest back then, but they laid the groundwork for having states that had small populations and lots of farms, and they wanted to make sure that everybody had a voice.
It's always enjoyable to watch you guys talk with other customers, and especially when you start getting into politics. And
Well, we had a customer in here that was not very happy with your political persuasion and what you were expressing, Tim.
Oh, well, that's too bad.
But you're willing to sell and buy gold and silver from anyone, regardless of their political persuasion, right?
Absolutely. I don't discriminate.